Bharat Kumar, and I serve as Director of Projects in Sadhguru's mission, which is Sri Madhusudan Sai Global Humanitarian Mission. I have the opportunity and the blessing to oversee close to 85 transformative projects. Prashanthi Balamandira Trust is a flagship trust under Sri Madhusudan Sai Global Humanitarian Mission, involved in providing quality education and healthcare, absolutely free of charge. May we have a short video today now about the activities of the mission. Can we have the video, please?
One family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, is the guiding principle of the Sri Madhusudan Sai
Paroveti Ganana Lagu Chetasam Udara Charitanam to Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Says, to see these as mine, those as different, are the ways of the narrow-minded. But for the broad-minded, they consider everyone as one's own, as one family, their own family. They see the world as one family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And it is exactly based on this principle of one world, one family that the Prashanthi Balamandira Trust operates across all these verticals of health, education, nutrition, where love trickles down as service. Today, the focus of our presentation would be the world's largest, totally free of charge hospital. Well, if you go by the visual and imagine this is coming up in the US, no. It is coming up in a place called Satyasai Grama, Muddanahalli, which is 45 minutes from the Bangalore International Airport. The world's largest, totally free of charge hospital. This could potentially be the largest listing on the social stock exchange program. And as you know, there are close to about 33 lakh NGOs in the country today, and only 75 or so have been lending credibility to the organizations that are registered on the social stock exchange. Well, while the national first NGOs to get registered on the 26th of February 2024, this is just a quick snapshot of the service initiatives that have been undertaken by the trust. I will just let these are the numbers which have been impacted. These are some pictures where the Honorable Prime Minister of India came to inaugurate the world's first totally free of charge hospital sites in rural communities, rural areas. And World Health Organization mandate of healthcare professionals by
their excuses. But I'm sure everyone present here have understood that this is the best 30 minutes that they could have spent or invested of their lifestyle. We could see what one person's vision, devotion can connect and bring what kind of change in lives of people. This social stock exchange, which is being granted permission by Finance Minister in 1920, is one attempt to give each and every one of us an opportunity to get the blessings. As you know, this is a very formalized way. So when a listing happens on a social stock exchange, they have to prepare a proper offer document stroke prospectus, where they have to mention what is the purpose of raising this fund, where these funds will be used. And at the end of every year, they have to again submit the usage of fund. The process makes it very easy for people like you and me to know that this is a foundation, this is a purpose which we can support, and this is the real work which is happening, and what kind of impact it creates on the society. Not only that, this has made it possible to have it at a small amount of 10,000 of beginning to make blessings come back to all of us. With this, I would now like to ask a few questions to the man himself, who's leading this for all of us here in India and globally. Namaste, Swamiji. So, as I know, some of the best corporates, and when I say some of the best, means totally the best in India, be it the entire Tata Group, be it the Infosys, be it of course the Birla Group, all have been supporting through their CSR this mission which Swamiji is running. So what do you think, and how do you think social stock exchange would change the social development scenario in India?
Thank you for lending your mic. Namaste, thank you for being here, and thank you, Amisha ji, for being a supporter as well as being here today for this cause. You've asked how the social stock exchange is going to change the way things are and build a better nation for all of us. As you know, India traditionally is a country which is deeply rooted in certain social values like charity. I think every Indian household has always engaged in some bit of charity, and whether it is religious or non-religious, the people have been there serving and helping each other. And COVID was one of those examples where everybody helped each other. No God, no religion, no guru told them, no government told them, but just humanity, that they went out and did what they did. And that is the reason why so many other social sector organizations, NGOs are present in India. However, for everyone to go out and do it all by himself or herself, it's not possible in this fast-paced world. It's very difficult to take out the time. But you can definitely share some of your resources, some of your wealth with the right kind of organizations which are doing an impactful work at the grassroots level, which you want to be associated with, but that you don't have the necessary time or the expertise to do that. So social stock exchange brings to you the right kind of NGOs who have been completely verified and through a very rigorous process of due diligence. And as you mentioned, even to come up with an IPO, you have to go through the same processes that you go through for registering or giving out with an IPO for a regular corporate. So this is as rigorous and as thorough as that. What does it do to the small investor who does not have the wherewithals to do due diligence by himself, or to go out and find out whether the NGO is for real, is really doing an impactful work, whether his money, hard-earned money, is being put to the right kind of use, and how will he keep himself or herself updated? So these are the questions that linger in the minds of small investors as well as the big ones. Now big ones have a team, let's say CSR, as you mentioned, they have a CSR team which works completely in this area, whereas a small investor cannot get there. So I think India is all about small investments too, not just about the big checks, and to help everyone participate in the development of the country, not just a few. I think social stock exchange provides us with that right kind of platform. So you can be rest assured that the money is going to the right cause in the right NGO, and you can work with any NGO across the country. It doesn't limit you because of the geography. You want to help an NGO which is working in the northeast, but you are here in Mumbai. How do you do that? You can't go all the way and check on things or send the money and check on whether it's used properly. But a social stock exchange gives you the platform. So it is just the same concept as the regular stock market, but as Bharat mentioned, the returns are intangibles and actually infinite. How do you assess a mother's relief when the child is cured, or a father's relief when he's able to support the family because he has come out of the emergency without a debt, without a burden of any finances? How do you assess the potential of a child who can educate himself or herself now and go on to become, who knows, the president of the country or a big corporate CEO? We do not know what the potential is. So therefore the social stock exchange is only different in that aspect, that the impact, definitely numbers can be shared, but the real impact is definitely intangible and cannot be totally assessed anytime. So it is a feeling that you get of doing good and you feel good. I think that is the bigger thing that does it, is of course build the social infrastructure of the country, without which economic infrastructure or anything else will fail. So that is also the great contribution of these kind of exchanges.
Thank you, Guruji. And this feeling is something which we all strive for. When we wear a particular brand, it gives that all of us a feeling of being elated, being part of something, and it is that feeling for which we all strive. And here again, it is that feeling of making that contribution that enables, through stock exchange, social stock exchange, that helps all of us. Guruji, can you tell us how Prashanthi Bala Mandir Trust is planning to take advantage of this regulation which is now available through social stock exchange, and what are your plans?
We listed on this exchange a year ago, and I was here in the same auditorium with the NSC, and we were talking about social stock exchange, and it was still in early stages, nascent stages. Not many NGOs had listed. So we thought that this is an opportunity which is being promoted by the government itself, and they want this to succeed. So we wanted to be a part of it because we wanted to be a part of the growth story of India. So we listed. Of course, it took some time to organize ourselves and get the act together. So today, Prashanthi Bala Mandir Trust, which has been working for over 50 plus years in the field of rural education, but healthcare added recently. Before that, it was nevertheless working in rural education. Thousands of students have been benefited from these programs. And our sister trusts also work with a nutrition program and pediatric heart care, as you have already seen in the video. So now our idea was to take the education to the next level, which was to build a medical college which gives education free of charge. That's the first of its kind in the whole world. And you wouldn't believe, but the kind of students we get, they all come from the regular NEET exam, and they are doing very well. I think we were the first medical college which got, in the very first year, 100% results, and 60+% people had got distinctions. The rest all first class, no second class at all. And these are rural kids, mind you. So that is the potential to be untapped and right opportunity. And half of them are girls. So that's another thing. They all come from families which have less than $200, $300 of income per month. For a family of 4 or 5. How can they afford? Even a government seat they cannot afford. So our healthcare actually started with the idea of building capacities in rural healthcare space. So medical college was built, the Prime Minister came, it was an honor to have him, he encouraged the venture. Now we wanted to grow it from regular MBBS courses to the super specialty courses, because without specialization you can't do really much. And for that we know PG courses in India, I'll just give you a bird's eye view, are very expensive in private setup. 2 years ago when we had started working on PG course, you won't believe, but a radiology seat in Gujarat went for 11 crore rupees. That's the fee in a private college. You can only imagine what is going to be the future if seats are few and there are more contenders for it. Where is the chance for a rural person to come in? And what does it do? It leads to cost of healthcare, increased cost of healthcare, because naturally you have paid so much for education, you must recover the debts or whatever you have taken for that. So this was the basic problem. That's what we identified, went to the root cause, and now we want to